Hi there, it's Dan from Flex, and today I'm going to show you how to increase the quality of your leads just by making a few small changes to your thank you page. Let's get cracking. The thank you page in your funnel, why is it so important? Well, the first thing is that it's free. This is a free bit of real estate inside your funnel and inside your marketing ecosystem that needs to be leveraged, and everyone sees it, all right, as opposed to someone that's opening an email after they become a lead, all right? It's valuable real estate that you need to make sure that you master, and a lot of people that are running leads, whether it be on a pay per lead basis or retainer basis, or whether it's for your own business, just tend to neglect this space. It doesn't make any sense. And today I'm going to talk to you about a few different pieces where I'm going to show you different ways to increase the lead quality via your thank you page. All right, before I get started on a few different tips and tricks you can do to be able to implement inside your thank you page quickly and get big results, I want to explain that the number one reason why you want to do these things is to help improve the quality. And the way that you improve the quality, the direct function of that, is being able to improve the contact rate of your leads. Okay, we've seen this time and time again in the lead gen industries that we're working in, that you can generate 100 leads, no problems, right? But if the client can only get in contact with 30 of those leads and then only close 10% of those leads, they're making 3 sales out of 100 leads. And if you're running on a pay per lead basis, it's going to be unlikely that that they're going to continue to order. And if you're able to push that figure up to 60% and they're closing 10%, it's a difference between a repeat order with pay per lead or a retainer contract that kind of continues to get renewed each month. All right. I just wanted to make that clear. The number one reason you're doing this is to increase the contact rate of your leads if you're doing lead generation. Do not forget that. Most of the things I'm talking about here is designed to help do that. The first thing you can focus on is to be able to create a dynamic thank you page. All right. Because if you're generating leads via some sort of advertorial funnel or quiz funnel, you're usually grabbing the name, email address, and phone number as a bare minimum of the lead, right? And with a little bit of clever trickery, and I'm not going to explain how to do this on this video, but you're able to pull that data through to the thank you page and personalize their experience for that person. It's not that hard, and I'm not going to explain how to do it here. But if you are not doing this at the moment, it's going to be pretty easy. I'm sure you can Google an explanation on YouTube or whatever to do it. Why don't you give it a go? So instead of saying, thank you for being in contact, you're going to get a call from XYZ, you can have, thank you, Dan, for being in contact. You're going to get a call from XYZ. We know that you're looking to buy a car that's worth $17,000. We know that you want to buy it and you're a homeowner. Watch out for a call from one of our team members. And, it's just, I've butchered that, but you know what I mean? You want to be able to personalize their experience based on the questions they've answered leading up to the thank you page. It's not rocket science, and you should give it a go. And while I'm on the topic of dynamic thank you pages, a lot of the people in my community run what I call lead gen brands, all right? So what I mean by a brand is that they own this car finance brand themselves. I've just mentioned car finance before. So they'll have a lead gen brand called XYZ Car Finance, and they have a number of buyers that buy leads from this website. And that can be done. You can sell leads to multiple buyers based on the criteria of those leads using software called something like Leadbite or GetCake. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole today, but if you can drive traffic to one funnel and then distribute to multiple buyers from that one funnel based on the criteria, then this is how big lead gen brands are built, and this is how you can make a lot of money with lead gen, right? But back on the track of dynamic thank you pages, with software like Leadbite, you're able to create a bespoke dynamic thank you page for each client the lead is sold to. So if you're selling to client A, who's evcarfinance.com, you can dynamically insert the name of the company that the lead is going to on that thank you page, which means that the consumer, the prospect that's a lead, is going to know they're going to get a phone call from this company rather than some random company that doesn't match the name of the lead gen brand. All right, this is quite big. It can really help people, understand the process, the buying process for them, and it also really helps the client. It's going to help contact rate, it's going to help trust, and it's going to help quality, which is what you want to do. Okay, the next point I want to raise to be able to help quality and contact rate is to be able to kind of be colloquial on the thank you page. All right. I have a saying whenever I'm speaking to students or anyone about writing copy is to make sure it's like a barbecue conversation where you don't, imagine you met someone for the first time at a barbecue and you're trying to sell your service to them. You wouldn't kind of force it down their throat right away, right? And the same goes for if you're writing copy for your thank you page. You might want to say something like, okay, it looks like you've registered your interest for a Tesla. It's going to be amazing when you kind of get rid of the Kidsmobile and replace it with an EV that doesn't need any petrol. I mean, imagine how much money you're going to save. And you can put that towards a kid's holiday or whatever that is. That's something that you would say at a barbecue conversation, right? And if you're, that's not perfect and I just came up with that on the spot, but if you're able to take that idea with a little bit of humor and talk about getting rid of the kids' taxi and replacing it with a taxi that runs for free on EV or whatever that is, and you do it in a very colloquial way that gets people engaged and feels safe with you and gets excited to pick up the phone, then what you're going to find is it's going to have a massive knock-on effect to your contact rate and therefore quality. The next point I want to talk to you about is adding the phone number that your client is going to call from on this thank you page. So you've got some colloquialism, you've got the barbecue conversation happening, you've got people excited to kind of pick up the phone. The next thing you want to do is to be able to, and it's pretty simple, just add the phone number that the prospect is going to be getting a phone call from. All right, the client might have multiple dynamic numbers and maybe it's never perfect, but usually if you speak to the client, you're able to get like a kind of base number or an area code of a number that is going to roughly match the call that the number that the prospect's going to get a call from. All right, it's very important, right? Because we know in this day and age, I do it myself, if I get some random phone number, a call from a random phone number with 0800 on it, usually that means I'm not going to pick it up. All right, so it is vital that you let the prospect know what's going on here. You combine it with all these other things that I'm speaking about today. Okay, my next point is a nice little hack that we've figured out over the years as well. It's called a unique reference number. Okay, imagine you're getting, you've just become a lead for a big organization like a bank, or not even a lead, right? Let's say you've registered because you need to change your credit card details, or you need to set up a direct debit for your bank, right? You'll go through and you'll put your details in on the bank's website. You click go, submit, and then what happens is they generate you a user code or a unique reference number that you're able to reference when you pick up the phone, so you can kind of skip the queue. And with lead gen, guess what? You can do the same thing. You can use various tools like LeadsHook. That's our go-to kind of quiz software that we use, and you're able to get LeadsHook to fire a random unique reference number that you can pull straight across dynamically to the thank you page. You can reference that with the colloquialism, with the barbecue conversation, with all the things I'm speaking about today. And guess what? It just adds up to another little thing, another tipping point that's going to get your lead quality up massively. The next thing we're going to talk about is creating a video for your client, or if you are the business, creating your own video on your thank you page. Depending on the niche, like if it's very corporate, you mightn't want to do a shaky iPhone video, but if it's something a little bit more fun, then you can just get your client to create something very quick and very fun, which you can chuck on the thank you page, right? But for me, I'd also want to be developing a lot of curiosity and intrigue on this video. All right, it's like if you write an ad on Facebook, you want to create curiosity to get the click. If you're doing a video on the thank you page, you want to create curiosity for someone to pick up the phone, right? It's just all about curiosity all the time. So if you're able to say something along the lines, again, it's perhaps a bad example, but you could say, you know, we've got 10 Teslas left at the moment, right? And at the moment, we're doing a special deal where you can get your first 6 months payment heavily discounted, but we've only got 10 left, which means, you know, get ready, because we're going to push you straight to the front of the queue if you are after a Tesla, and it means that we can get it out to you within 6 weeks as opposed to having to wait 6 months for your Tesla. I mean, it's a very specific example there, but you know, getting them excited, creating some curiosity and also scarcity within this video is obviously going to help a lot, right? Because they're excited at this point. They're ready to pick up the phone. They also know what's going to happen next. That's another important point. So Mr. Lead, Mrs. Lead, once you pick up the phone, we're going to take your, we're going to need your, you know, your driver's license. We're also going to need some bank statements. I know that's a pain in the backside, but don't worry, we can help you with that. You know, all of these things that's going to pre-frame them and get them ready for the call is also important. All right, the next point I want to talk to you about is setting appointments on your thank you page. All right, so depending on your industry, some of these, especially kind of home improvement industries like roofing or solar or whatever, the prospect can become a lead, but you can also offer them to book an appointment in as well. All right, so if you know, and that's simply a function of putting a calendar on the thank you page. So if you are creating the video like I just spoke about, then you would kind of reference the fact that you want people to book into the calendar. That's the next step, all right, rather than having to actually, you know, pick up the phone, because that's the action that you want them to take. All right, so if you're clever about what you do when you utilize the real estate on your thank you page, you're able to get appointments too, which is incredibly valuable. It's just one more thing that you can offer your clients. Clients will pay more per appointment than per lead, obviously, so why don't you give it a go? And it's funny that I talk about appointments on your thank you page. We actually have a kind of solution to help you with that. It's called we call it the Holy Grail appointment setting funnel, where you're able to generate leads like I've just shown and tie that in with high-level automations. A lot of you might have heard of high-level. And we also, you know, if you're in the pay-per-lead game, it's brilliant because you're able to sell leads to the clients that want leads and not appointments, and appointments to the clients that want appointments and not leads. So you've got the big boys, the big clients that just hammer the leads, and call them. And then you've got the smaller clients that maybe want leads booked into their appointment. And with our Holy Grail funnel, that's why we call it the Holy Grail, you're able to do both. You sell leads to the big boys and sell appointments to the smaller clients. The last little hack I'm going to speak to you today about is a little bit of software called Bonjoro. And we've used this and we've had some really good feedback from our clients with this. But what Bonjoro does is once the lead becomes a lead and hits the thank you page, what happens is it pings a message to the salesperson or the client that says that it's time to send the lead a little personalized message via email. I think you might even be able to message it to them now. I'm not sure. But what would happen at that point is that the salesperson can jump on the call and say, listen, hey, Dan, it's Joe here from EV Car Finance. We got your Tesla just about ready. We're excited for you to you know, put down the people carrier and buy a Tesla, and you're going to not have to pay any petrol, blah, 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 blah. Expect a call from us just within the next half an hour. Get ready with your bank statements and whatever that looks like. We can't wait to speak to you, and we'll chat soon. So if you're able to come up with, you know, and kind of convince your client to be able to do something like that, it's obviously going to work, right, for obvious reasons. So it's a nice little hack, and I'd recommend giving it a go. All right, so that's it from me today. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a like so we know to create more content like this. If you've got any comments or questions about increasing, you know, quality via your thank you page, then please comment below and we'll get back to you and we'll answer the questions as we can. And lastly, please subscribe to our channel. It means a lot. If you are looking to get into lead generation, then, you know, we're the world leaders when it comes to pay-per-lead. We'd love to show you how to do it and how to get started in the pay-per-lead game without having to spend any money on ads, without having to do any SEO, without having to do any Google My Business, any of that type of stuff. The game plan is free. Below, all you have to do is click it. It's a free game plan. You'll enjoy it. It's really good stuff.